Today I want to talk about something in watch collecting that doesn't come up all that often, almost never. You see a little bit about it in, new watch unboxing videos, but that's about it. And it's in the title, unboxing. I'm talking about the box that comes with your watch. And how important is it really in your buying decision? Like for me, it doesn't make a difference. It really doesn't. It's nice to have a nice box, but there's only one reason why I want a impressive box or impressive kit overall outside of the watch itself. And I'll get into that a little bit later on in this video. Today I'm actually wearing my Casio Oceanus. This is my favorite watch. I've mentioned it in other videos, but it could be a watch I may end up selling soon, which goes to show you that any horological relationship you're in can eventually end, no matter how happy you are in it. This is my favorite watch, but there's a watch I've been eyeing that if I buy it, will effectively replace this watch and make it unimportant or unnecessary in my collection of 8 watches. But today I'm talking about boxes. And I'm going to bring out probably the best box I have as far as what I currently have in my collection and honestly, overall in my journey of collecting watches. I've owned watches far more expensive than this particular model that did not come with anywhere near as impressive a box as this one. And I'm talking about my Wise 8791, the box that it came in, and specifically the 8791, because I do have the Wise Shades of Thailand, and at one point I had the Wise 80X110, and they did not come in a box this nice. Now, of course, it came in a sleeve, but you have a very nice cardboard box that has a flip front so you can easily pull out the wooden case. That flip front also has a soft slip cover in it as well. Hinged wooden case, right? I put the watch in for now. Now, currently it's on an aftermarket strap that I use because honestly, the strap that came with it is one of my favorite straps. I only break it out in special occasion. But you have the top level, which then comes out, which holds the watch. And you have a bottom level that includes the warranty card, some extra quick release spring bars, a spring bar tool, and the additional strap. There's actually 2 straps in here. So the strap that was originally on the watch itself is this sort of deep brown Cordovan leather strap, beautiful strap. And then it comes with a secondary strap, which is this sort of khaki canvas strap. So you can go from a dressy look to a more tool watch, kind of sporty look. Both straps are fantastic. And of course, it's a felt line bottom that also comes out as well, so that you have just the box itself at the end. But this box combination is fantastic. It's gorgeous, right? Like I said, I've owned much nicer watches that did not have boxes as nice as this. Even currently in my collection, I have a Rado Captain Cook that did not come in as nice a box as this. Came in a nice box, don't get me wrong, but not as nice as this. But what's the advantage to having a box like this? Because you know that it's got to be reflected in the price at least somewhat, right? Wise is probably the best watch you can buy sub $1,000 American. In that particular price bracket, it's hard to beat Wise. And the fact that they include a box of that quality in that price point, it's crazy. But that's not why I bought the box. When I went and bought the 8791, I did not know what it came in. I was buying the watch. The box was a bonus. But what does the box do? I don't keep my watches in their independent boxes. I keep them in my watch case, right? So it just sits there amongst a collection of other boxes that I have, but it maybe will serve a purpose, and that is for resale, right? That's the only advantage a nice box gives you, is it gives you resale capability. It increases your chances of reselling a watch that you've purchased. But if you if you really want to purchase a watch that you intend to keep forever, and maybe that's impossible for some of you, it might even be impossible for me, but we'll see down the line if it is or not. But then the box it came in, who cares? Really? I mean, it shouldn't matter. And there's been times in unboxing videos where the particular individual doing the unboxing is like, wow, this box is like incredible, absolutely amazing. And it's like, yeah, it's a great box, but so what? Really, so what? Unless you intend on reselling the item. Because having a nice looking box to present the watch in and take photographs of when you're selling your watch as part of the marketing material can make a difference. So that's the only purpose for a really nice box. And it's almost bothersome for me to a certain extent when you buy a watch that generally should be a budgeted watch. We're not talking about the super high-end models here, but say something that falls in the affordable range and it comes with this fantastic box, I start to wonder, well, how much money did they waste on the box? Because for me, it feels like a waste when you buy that watch initially. How much am I paying to get that box I'm really not going to use? Now, in the case of Wyze, like I said, they're probably the best value under $1,000. So the fact that it came with a watch felt like a bonus. But I have bought some watches that came with fantastic boxes that were in like the $500-600 range. And I thought to myself, how much was that box? Because if it works out to $100 of my cost, I would have rather paid $400-500 instead of $500-600 with just a standard box. And that's the one thing that some of the more established brands, we're not talking about micro brands, but established brands do. You know, you buy your average Casio, even this Oceanus didn't come in the nicest box. It came in a good box, but not a fantastic one. But then I have like, you know, something as cheap as a Casio Duro just comes in that little flimsy cardboard case. And you have Seikos that come in very basic boxes as well that go for a little bit more money. But again, you can tell they're not spending any of their overhead on the box. And maybe that's the way we should be going. I know micro brands want to stand out and need to stand out. And in some cases, that includes the marketing materials, which also includes the box and things that come with it. But it might be better if the occasional micro brand focused on putting all of its money into the watch and very little into the box. Let me know what you think. Let me know if that would attract you more, knowing that the money you're spending is going directly to what you wear on the wrist. Let me know in the comments.